I want to say, when you're trying to chase something great, sometimes you need to put it all on the line despite what some people say. And the example I want to use is Conor McGregor. Anybody heard of Conor McGregor? Put your hands up. Okay, the most of you. And Conor McGregor is the UFC featherweight world champion. And he had a fight coming up, and his opponent dropped out. And the next best contestant was Nate Diaz, who was 2 weight classes above Conor's previous fight. So for him to make that jump is massive and a huge risk, especially within professional fighting. But at this stage, I mean, Conor's a global superstar. He's the face of the UFC. And people were telling him, saying, listen, you do not need to take the fight, you don't need to. But if you lose, it will have a massive impact on your reputation. But he said, listen, I'm in the business of fighting, so I'm going to fight. I never, ever pull out a fight, never. So then the first round, he dominates the first round. Second round, he gets hit with a few shots, and then he gets choked out. This once invincible person has now just been defeated, and the whole world is stunned. But do you know what caught my attention? It wasn't the build-up to the fight, no. It wasn't even the fight. What caught my attention was what he said after. And he said, when the history books are written, I showed up. I'll repeat it. When the history books are written, I showed up. But there's a difference between just showing up and really showing up. Because when he shows up, he gives it absolutely everything he's got. He puts it all on the line and willing to do whatever it takes. And when you have that mentality, you must understand you might experience some setbacks. But you must be willing to embrace the challenge, the struggle, and adversity. But how does that relate to you? Because some of you are just showing up, operating at 50%. But let me ask you a question. How is that going to benefit your future? How is that going to develop your character? And when it's all said and done, how are you going to look back on your life and feel proud? Because for me, every single talk I come to, regardless of the crowd, I really show up. It doesn't matter whether I'm talking to 10 people or whether I'm talking to 1,000, whether I'm getting paid or whether I'm not. I really show up. Why? It's because we have a choice. Just like Conor had a choice to take that fight, I have a choice to pick my bookings, and each and every single one of you today has a choice to be here and to be a part of this organization. And when you make that decision, it is then in your duty to give it absolutely everything you've got to try and be the best you possibly can. Because if you don't, you're letting yourself down.